Just ahead on CTV News, Kilmar Abrego Garcia briefly returns home.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia is now back in custody, just days after he made it back to Maryland. His supporters are outraged and are demanding justice.
Plus, school starts tomorrow, but PGCPS is still facing a bus driver shortage. And organizers in Suitland host a peace walk to combat crime in the city. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for August 25th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, topping our news tonight, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is in ICE custody in Baltimore. News comes just days after he was released from a Tennessee jail. CTV News' Jonathan Hunter has been following the story closely for us and has the latest details.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia surrendered this morning to ICE in Baltimore. He faces the possibility of being deported by the Trump administration to Uganda. But his lawyers and advocates say they are not going down without a fight. This was the scene this morning as Kilmar Abrego Garcia reported for a mandatory ICE check-in in Baltimore. After being checked in, he immediately was taken into custody. But before he was detained, he spoke to supporters outside through an interpreter.
Y por eso quiero decirles las gracias a cada uno de ustedes que marcharon, levantaron sus voces y oraron y nunca dejaron de creer y luchar por mi libertad.
And this is why I want to thank each and every one of you who marched, lift your voices, never stopped praying, and continued to fight in my name.
This comes just 3 days after Abrego Garcia was released from a Tennessee jail. There was excitement Friday as he was able to reunite with family and friends. But that excitement soon changed this morning as ICE detained him. Abrego Garcia's attorney says his client should have never been detained.
He was already on electronic monitoring from the U.S. Marshal Service and basically on house arrest. The only reason that they've chosen to take him into detention is to punish him.
His attorney went on to say ICE officials would not say what specific detention center Abrego Garcia was going to. But as of this morning, Abrego Garcia has filed a new lawsuit.
In the last 5 minutes, Mr. Abrego Garcia has filed a new lawsuit in the Federal District Court for the District of Maryland, challenging his current confinement and challenging deportation to Uganda or to any other country unless and until he's had a fair trial.
U.S. Secretary of Defense Kristi Noem posted on X. Today, ICE law enforcement arrested Kilmar Abrego Garcia and are processing him for deportation. President Trump is not going to allow this illegal alien, who is a MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, serial domestic abuser, and child predator, to terrorize American citizens any longer. Abrego Garcia has denied the allegations and says he just wants to be with his family.
Cuando por fin me reuní con mi familia, esa alegría y todas las emociones quedarán grabadas para el resto de mi vida.
When I was finally able to reunite with my family, all of those emotions, all of those memories will be forever ingrained in me.
A federal judge has ordered officials to keep Abrego Garcia in the U.S. while he challenges his possible deportation to Uganda. Abrego Garcia previously refused a plea deal that would have required him to plead guilty to human smuggling charges in exchange for deportation to Costa Rica. I'm Jonathan Hunter for CTV News.
And we will continue to follow this story. Jonathan, thanks so much for that report. Meanwhile, with school starting tomorrow, hundreds of Prince George's County families are still reeling after a charter school shut down just days before classes began. Excel Academy in Fort Washington surrendered its charter last Thursday, leaving nearly 500 students without a school. The charter school, known for its rigorous international baccalaureate program, had served families since 2005. The nonprofit operator blamed pandemic financial struggles, enrollment shortfalls, and budget changes, And on the eve of the school year, PGCPS is rushing to place students and reassign teachers.
My son's been here since kindergarten. He started here. He's in the 8th grade now. This was his last year to be with his friends, and now he has to go to a whole new school.
Very upsetting. Very upsetting. My kid, she was very upset. She wanted to see her friends. She was excited, and now nothing.
And PGCPS says enrollment details are being sent directly to families. Excel's sudden closure marks the end of one of the county's first charter schools. And Prince George's County Schools kicks off Tuesday, but there's already a bump in the road, a school bus driver shortage. Officials are warning parents to expect delays as drivers work overtime to cover open routes. The good news, the district's rolling out tools like real-time tracking apps, higher pay for drivers, and faster hiring processes to fix the issue. And crime, cash, and confrontation, President Donald Trump is escalating his war of words with Governor Wes Moore. President Trump threatened to send federal troops into Baltimore and hinted he may rethink funding to replace the Key Bridge. Moore fired back, calling the threats purely performative and warning that any cut to bridge money already written into law would face a fight. The post came just as Governor Wes Moore went on CBS's Face the Nation, blasting the D.C. Guard deployment and Trump's crime rhetoric.
While the president is spending his time from the Oval Office making jabs and attacks at us, there are people actually on the ground doing the work who know what supports would actually work to continue to bring down crime, but it's falling on deaf ears of the President of the United States. We need the president to stop cutting funding. Because if you look at the president's budget, it actually cuts funding towards violence intervention groups. It cuts funding towards the bureaus of the FBI and the ATF that are supporting local jurisdictions like Baltimore. That it doesn't do anything about things like ghost guns and these extended Glock clips that allow these Glocks to essentially turn into automatic weapons. Those are actually real tangible things that the president of the United States could do, and where you could put capital to actually make our community safer.
Now, the showdown is far from over, with federal funding, public safety, and political power all colliding in Maryland's biggest fight yet. Meanwhile, Prince George's County Police are investigating a fatal crash in Fort Washington last night. Officers arrived in the area of Fort Foote and Oxon Hill roads around 11:30 p.m. Now, according to the investigation, a driver lost control of their vehicle and struck a tree. They were pronounced dead on the scene, and the driver's identity has not been revealed at this time. And the reason why they lost control is still under investigation. Now, anyone with any information on this case is asked to call 301-731-4422. And out to Maryland State Police, who are investigating a deadly motorcycle crash Saturday night. This happened in the county in the area of southbound I-495 near the ramp to St. Barnabas Road. Now, troopers arrived on the scene around 7:30 p.m. And according to the investigation, a motorcycle driven by 21-year-old Cameron Stroud collided with a commercial motor vehicle. Stroud was later pronounced dead at the hospital. And a big shakeup coming to Governor Wes Moore's cabinet again. Budget Secretary Helen Grady is stepping down this fall to launch her own consulting firm. She's the 7th top official to leave this year and the 2nd just this week after Chief of Staff Fagan Harris announced his exit. Now, Grady says the decision was tough, but she's proud of the work helping erase a $3.3 billion deficit, restructuring retiree health care, and shaping Moore's tax plan. She'll stay through October to help with the transition. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, community activists hosted a peace walk in Suitland this weekend. Find out why organizers say it was necessary after the break.
Come on, move. Of course, there aren't any spots. A few minutes won't hurt anybody. Thanks, Grandma.
Paralyzed Veterans of America works tirelessly every day to create a more accessible America. Let's leave the accessible spaces to the people who actually need them. Whatever the reason, excuses don't excuse. Join PVA and be part of the solution. Honor the spot.
Hi, I'm Elijah. In the summer, I like playing basketball on the trampoline. When I'm hungry, it affects me. Like, if I'm trying to read, I'll go to sleep, or if I'm trying to do something around class, I'll get distracted. When I grow up, I want to be a robotic engineer. I want to build robots that can help around the house. Helping people makes me feel proud of myself.
Welcome back. The Maryland Department of Health has announced that an adult living in Central Maryland has tested positive for West Nile virus. West Nile is transmitted to humans via mosquitoes infected by feeding on birds that have the virus. The disease affects the nervous system, and up to 80% of people who are infected will not display any signs of the illness. Now, this case is the first confirmed human case in Maryland this year. Last year, 18 Maryland residents were confirmed positive for West Nile virus infections. And the second annual Peace Walk in the city of Suitland, where people took to the streets with a common goal: to end violence in the community. CTV News was there. Take a look. Along Silver Hill and Swan Road, residents, community activists, and politicians came together to share a message. Violence has no home in Suitland.
We out here trying to be proactive, put the unity back in community, man. We locking arms.
It's the second annual Peace Walk held by brothers Anthony Washburn and Prince Ham.
All that's going on inside D.C., we aren't trying to be reactive. We're going to show you what it means as proactive, showing you what we look like in real time, bringing the community together as one.
Last year, tragedy struck when a shooting claimed the life of a 16-year-old boy, leaving residents looking for answers from officials.
I get out here and walk when I'm off from work. I get out here and walk at 6, 7 in the morning, so it kind of helps that we bring an awareness to the area. I wish it was more younger people so they could see what it's like to be more peaceful.
Both neighbors and leaders say the Peace Walk is a step in the right direction.
We definitely applaud the efforts that are going on, both with the Prince George's County Police and with the local community here in trying to curb the violence. We applaud efforts like this today, and we want people to see when things go right here in Suitland and go right here in Prince George's County.
Also over the weekend, the Prince George's County Young Democrats organized an impactful rally aimed at empowering young residents and providing essential resources to the community. The event focused on civic engagement with a strong emphasis on voter registration, encouraging young people to make their voices heard, and organizers also partnered with local advocacy groups to offer support and resources for immigrant families. We spoke with attendees who shared why this rally was so meaningful.
This is just about getting the youth together, making sure they have access to resources in the county, make sure they have information about things in the county, letting them get that heat up off their chest and then redirecting it into something positive.
It's just really good seeing the community come together, and I just feel like we need more events like this, especially within Prince George's County.
Well, even though the first day of school is tomorrow, one local student and entrepreneur got a head start this morning spreading knowledge. This morning, Tara Bonzal, founder of Everyone's Library, was at Lake Arbor Elementary School distributing 250 free books at their back-to-school welcome event for students and parents. Tara started Everyone's Library when she was in Girl Scouts. Now they have established over 35 libraries with over 3,500 books donated. She spoke to CTV News on the importance of providing free resources for children and adults.
New students, pre-K and kindergarten, they're all doing a new student orientation. So when they come here, they'll have a little program in the morning, and then after, we're giving them the opportunity to get free books for the kids and adults. So everyone who's shown out here today gets free books. Parents are role models for their kids, so when kids see their parents reading, they'll be like, oh, maybe I can pick up a book too. And I think just having that special bond when they're reading together is also really important.
Tomorrow morning, Everyone's Library will be at Apple Grove Elementary School in Fort Washington giving out books. But for more information or to donate books, visit everyone'slibrary.org. Meanwhile, the Maryland State Department of Education has awarded more than $4.5 million to schools for the Fresh Fruits and Vegetables program. 196 elementary schools statewide, including 19 in Prince George's County, will benefit from the federal funds. The goal of the program is to provide a variety of produce at no charge to students, while also showing kids fresh fruits and vegetables can be a healthy snack. And still to come on CTV News, we introduce you to a new golf tour launching in the county.
A new golf tour with a unique mission launches right here in Prince George's County. I'm Katara Jones. I'll have all those details coming up on CTV News.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time hero to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Another day, another mosquito spray. Tomorrow afternoon, the Maryland Department of Agriculture and the county's health department has announced another round of mosquito spraying. Around 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, trucks will be spraying in the city of Bowie around Laurel Bowie Road and Old Chapel Road. Now, while not all mosquitoes carry the disease or diseases, the MDA suggests residents take precautions to minimize their exposure to mosquito bites by wearing long, loose-fitted clothing and wear insect repellent when doing yard work. And environmental advocates say Maryland missed a critical opportunity to reduce stormwater pollution with the latest permit. On Friday, the State Highway Administration issued a 5-year permit controlling runoff of more than 4,000 acres. Maryland Department of the Environment officials say the new permit strengthens their ability to protect the Chesapeake Bay and the businesses that rely on it. Advocates from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation say the new permit actually targets less acreage compared to the last 5-year permit. And a popular Purple Line project is now on target to open in 2027. Officials recently revealed the project has over 54% of rail lines installed and 80% of the work completed. In the next few months, operators will begin testing the vehicles on different road crossings near New Carrollton, and this comes after the state's Department of Transportation awarded its second round of grants to small businesses hurt by the project. More grants are expected to come in October. Now, when you think of your favorite golf players, unfortunately, Black women aren't often included in the conversation. A new golf tour is looking to change that while also bringing up the next generation of Black female golfers. CTV's Katara Jones is at the Country Club at Woodmore with more.
That's right. Black women are looking to make their mark in the competitive and often exclusive professional golf world. And the newly launched Sapphire Golf Tour is working to make that happen. Sapphire Golf Tour is breaking barriers in the sport of golf. This golf tour is the first of its kind to be designed exclusively for Black professional female players. Houston native Amber Kirkendall is one of the tour players.
It's really special to see something created for us, by us, and something that is rooting for us and wants to help us succeed.
Sapphire Golf Tour was made in partnership with United Golfers Association. One of the goals is to give Black female golfers coming out of college an avenue to pursue their love of the sport on a professional level.
When I came up with this name, it was about just gems. When we think of like gems, we look at Black women. We protect them, you curate them, you touch them, you make sure they have everything that they need. And so what we're doing is doing exactly that. They're like gems. And how do you protect them? By putting them in cases, making sure we have branding and marketing, professional development, personal development, and player development. With all of that and all those resources, there's no way they can't be successful.
Despite the challenges that Black women like Amber face in the sport, she isn't giving up.
There's a lot to succeed in this sport. There's so many elements that come into it: funding, access to so many different things. So that's always a big challenge. Just knocking down those doors to do what it takes to reach the next level. But we have the talent, we have the potential. So it's just all about maximizing the opportunity.
The Sapphire Golf Tour kicked off its launch with a charity golf classic at the Country Club at Woodmore this morning. More than a dozen of its tour players will participate in a 2-day tournament beginning tomorrow. Katera Jones, CTV News.
And for tickets to tomorrow's tournament, visit SapphireGolfTour.com. All right, still to come on CTV News, Simon Buggs is back with our Monday Sports page.
Hey everybody, I'm back and have some exciting news for you regarding the status of Terry McLaurin's contract extension. Hear what happened after the break. Stay tuned.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
All right, everyone, it's finally time for your Monday Sports page. We begin with some college football news as the Terps football squad is just 5 days away from the regular season opener against Florida Atlantic. And one player that's looking to help the red and white bounce back in 2025 is tight end Dorian Fleming. This is Fleming's first year in College Park after spending his first 2 seasons of his collegiate career at Georgia State. And the Virginia native told me not only what made him want to put on that Terps uniform, but also what he brings to the team as well.
The main thing for me was being able to play big-time football in the Big Ten, being close to home, and also just the family vibe that we have. And like Coach Latrell Scott, he played a big part in my commitment here, just being like, trusting him. He recruited me since high school, And we have a good relationship, just being from the same city. So that was one of my main things. I feel like I'll be able to stretch the vertical over top of the middle. I feel like I'll be a playmaker and just be that safety valve for my quarterback. I feel like that's my job in this offense is to always be open, always be ready, and go make plays when the ball get in my hands.
I look forward to seeing what you do on the field this season, Dorian. Kickoff is at noon. Meantime, the Washington Commanders play their final preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens this past Saturday. And the Burgundy and Gold couldn't come away with the win as they were routed by the Purple and Black 30-3. Washington went 0-3 in their preseason games and will now shift their focus to the regular season opener against the New York Giants. CTV Sports caught up with some members of the Burgundy and Gold after the game, where they touched on prepping for their NFC East rival.
Just, get in the film, study them. First opponent, you know what I'm saying? So just study their scheme, see what they do. You watch the games from last year, how they attacked us. And then you also watch defenses that have similar calls, similar defensive play style that we have, see how they attack those guys. And then, you formulate your game plan, go through your game plan, go through your process, and just figure out for myself, I got to watch the receivers, see what they do. But just, you just prepare. You just got to get prepared.
Just staying focused, just keeping the main thing. We won't let this, barriers, but, we're going to learn from our mistakes. And come first week, we'll be ready, so that's probably it.
Huge respect for those guys. Obviously, Dexter Lawrence inside, who I'll be facing this year, is huge respect for that guy. Probably one of the, if not the best tackle in the league. So, it's going to be exciting. It's like a first great test week one to see where I'm at, to see where we're at, and just excited to be able to compete.
Kickoff is on September 7th at 1 o'clock. And it's finally happened, Commanders fans. It was announced earlier today that the team has agreed to a contract extension with wide receiver Terry McLaurin. The deal is worth 3 years at $96 million. The signing will end the two-time Pro Bowler's hold-in and will allow him to get ready for the team's game against New York. The Ohio State product is coming off of his best season, earning second-team All-Pro honors along with recording a career-high 13 touchdowns. Now I feel like I speak for all Commanders fans when I say I'm glad this drama is finally over. And in MLB news, the Baltimore Orioles won their final game of their series against the Houston Astros yesterday, 3-2. Their next opponent will be the Boston Red Sox today at 6:35. And the Washington Nationals will be in the Big Apple tonight taking on the New York Yankees. First pitch is at 7:05. And finally, the Washington Mystics lost a close game to the Seattle Storm yesterday, 84-82. They will return to action against the New York Liberty on Thursday. And that wraps up your Monday sports page. Simon Bucks, CTV Sports.
All right, Simon, thanks so much for that report. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear. Tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 79. Wednesday will be sunny with a high of 77. Thursday, we get another cloudy day. We'll have a high of 79 and a low of 61. And for our community calendar this Saturday, celebrate the Negro League Legends Hall of Fame. Step back in time and experience the excitement, history, and legacy of the Negro Leagues with a meet and greet opportunity and historical exhibits showcasing Negro League memorabilia. This free event takes place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Prince George's Stadium. For more information, visit the Negro League Legends Hall of Fame website right there on your screen. All right, that's all the time we have for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.